Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. We've got the grand finals of the ESL North American Weekly, and Hero is the Protoss player. BYUN up here at the top left, getting harassed to death by this probe that has survived on 1 hit point. It is juking around, looking for the SCV kills, and actually wasting a lot of BYUN's mining time. This is hilarious. Down in the bottom right, of course, we see a normal follow-up expansion build order here for Hero. Pretty standard stuff, but he just sent a probe across at the very start. He went in, tried to get the kill again. He wasn't able to get it, but look at all these SCVs that are damaged. Like, these guys are heavily wounded, and they could get picked off later. And obviously, it was just a big disruption in terms of the early mining and stuff as well. So I really like that harassment choice. It also makes sure that proxy racks won't really affect you. And a Twilight Council behind this. Now, I actually didn't think we'd see this match in the finals because Cure was on the other side of the bracket from BYUN. I thought BYUN or Solar, good favorite, but actually Creator beat Solar. BYUN took out Creator. And then, ooh, okay, barely playing back in time. And then actually Geralt upset Cure, took out Cure 2-1, which is a big surprise because Cure is, I think, the best PvT player in the world. He just has such great results in that matchup. But then Hero dispatched Geralt because his PvP is just on another level. So we find ourselves here with Hero in the grand finals. I mean, go back 6 months, every week was 3-4 series between these two guys. They haven't been playing as much recently. BYUN's been having the better results of late, but never count Hero out of a StarCraft game, literally ever. It's not a good choice. Stalker does shut that down, but it does scout that the Blink is being chronoed. It's actually got a shield battery in the natural. That's interesting. I guess against the double gas build, it makes sense, just playing nice and safe. Command center on the high ground and a double Widow Mine drop for BYUN. We've got a Robo and a Gateway. There is an opening on that side of the Robo. Not sure if that was on purpose or not. But it's not a Zerg opponent, so you don't really need to wall off. Third Gateway's on the way for Hero here. And it looks like he's going to get a spotting pylon on the top right. Double Widow Mine drop going to go south. Raven and then tank production will come in next up. Depp thinks about shading in, sees 5 Marines and says, yeah, nah. Orbital Command Center should go down, right on 150 minerals. Pretty tight build for BYUN so far. He is down about 7 or 8 workers. First Observer starting to come out now. That Widow Mine drop. 3 Stalkers here, 4th one warping in. You got to be careful as BYUN doesn't want to go too deep, especially since Blink could be pretty finished. Actually, it couldn't be done this early. He could have risked dropping the mine, but I think BYUN is prioritizing this as a pinning action, something that forces him to stay at home rather than really... Oh, and then as I say that, no, he tries to force the damage. Does get 4 probes, which is not too bad. On the other hand, very minimal mining time delay. Notice he immediately is going to start... Actually, Hero's not chronoing probes yet. Hero really wants to shut that down. He got 2 SCVs at the same time as well. Oh, the Adept got in the main base. The Adept actually got in and got 2 SCVs. Not bad. It one hit those 2 Reddit point SCVs. So that's really the probe from the early game that set those kills up. Very nicely done. Still an 8-worker advantage for Hero. Surprisingly, no third base, though. He's only on 3-gate Blink, guys. He's not going 4-gate. He's letting that medevac out. The Raven now hits his natural. Where's the multitasking? What's going on, Hero? Okay, that's a bit better. Only loses 1 probe. Going to try and pressure this natural, but the bunker finishes. The tank is very well placed. Has to back off. Tank in the main is super isolated. I mean, he has so many Marines, it might be okay for BYUN. It's very risky to have your tanks so separate from each other. That third tank is still a little while away. Probing is pretty much non-stop. Another Raven comes in. As long as it only gets 1 probe, it's okay. It's shooting the one that's getting healed by the battery. And goes back to mining at the perfect time. Stalker does get a few hits on the Raven as well to at least reduce the amount that it can keep poking in and out. Depot does get burnt down there. Nice pick off. Starport's going to build a reactor over there. Trying to just create a bit of a block for those siege tanks so they can't get jumped on. Ooh, that's why you normally want those tanks to be shielded by buildings. Marines come forward. They managed to get 1 or 2 Stalkers. That tank shot nasty. But I think overall good trades for Hero. He's at 48 workers right now versus 42. Charge starting up. He's still looking for more damage. I don't think he's going to find anything. Oh, he dives across the bunker. I never expect that maneuver. I really should. It's Hero. The man can barely keep his Stalkers in his pants at the best of times. Does save 1 of the Stalkers there with the Warp Prism. So he's lost a total of 5 Stalkers for 2 Siege Tanks and a few Marines, not to mention Bit of mining time there with the mass repair as well. He's going to go back in. Ooh, okay, does take out the bunker. Gets one of the Marines. Hey, it's a bit of value. Otherwise, he could have sold that. Look at that. Auto turret's going to go in the third base. Nice move for BYUN. And does get it down. Only gets a single probe again, though. Hero's multitasking is on point, man. And that reactor's looking mighty exposed. All the tanks have died. Stim is done, so you can't overcommit here. Even though you've done a lot of damage clearing the tanks, get the reactor, get out. That's the way to do it. He could have maybe blinked a few units at a time, picked off a Marine or two. But overall, very well done. Observer gets scanned and taken out. It's fine. He's got a new observer right behind it. This is so good right now for Hero. BYUN is going to go for what I call a Chaos Lord drop, where he's like, lol, let's just fly out right now. He does actually think better of it, ends up routing to the left, awkwardly sees the prism and goes back. Alright, gateway's building up right now. 8 gateways here. Immortal and sentries are out. Forge is on the way. 59 probes first, 49. Third command center has just started. Hero's got a great momentum lead right now, and he could take a 4th base. Unfortunately, guys, this is where Hero normally basically sees he basically says any hole's a goal. The man sees an entrance, and he can't help but go inside. Do not send this man to dangerous parts of the world, because he will get himself shot. Oh, nice force field! Nice force field! You know what? He might also find some treasure while he's in the process of almost getting shot, though. As crazy as this move is, it's paying off. Prism does get sniped down, but he's got Zealots in that mineral line in the top left. Anti-armor missile lands on the army over on the right side, but those Zealots are in the mineral line causing a ruckus. Stalker's doing very nice damage. Crazy push for Hero, but remember, Hero's goal as a StarCraft player is to harass his opponent to make them angry. That's it. That's all he wants to do. He just wants to piss the other guy off, and that's what he's doing right now. BYUN is obviously in a very bad position. You've got double gas on the third, so going to go up to 5 gases. Storm. I mean, this is great. He's got a new warp prism out. He'll warp in some more High Templar at home to start gathering energy as well. BYUN's working with the dregs of a Terran force. Just a bit too outnumbered. And it looks like those Stalker trades were good enough. Even like losing 4 probes to that first Widowmine drop. As annoying as that is, I think it was a big mistake for BYUN to commit in. The second time he saw the Stalkers were still in position, he should have just pulled back. And you get so much more value, because if you have that Widowmine drop, he can't move across the map. He has to leave 3 or 4 Stalkers defending. Oh, the twerking Observer! The Observer twerks in the face of the Marine Marauder. They get a bit randy. And let's just say they start making decisions with the wrong part of their body. Zealot, Immortal Stalker coming in the right side as well right now, trying to gather up. Oh, there are some ghosts, but man, the storm drop is big. Oh, GG. That storm drop was beyond brutal. The medevacs are getting focused down. BYUN has to tap out. A nice game 1 start for Hero. All right, guys, up here in the top right, we've got Shopify Rebellion's BYUN. Down here in the bottom left, we've got Hero. Probe came across pretty early, but not super crazy fast. Already damaging that SCV, building the barracks. Goes in again because he wants to delay it. And he's going to try and just threaten and force BYUN to pop off. BYUN does not want to lose barracks build time because he's already lost a second or two, about probably 2.5 seconds by having to swap one SCV off. Every time you swap a unit off building it, it costs you. And look at that, he baits BYUN into pulling all the SCVs. So he fakes going to attack it. Oh, and BYUN let the engineering bay finish. You're kidding me. That's such a huge mistake. Don't get me wrong. It's really bad for Hero to only have scouted this so late. But you're meant to get that to 90% and then stop so you can cancel it and get your money back. And now BYUN is so angry. He's chasing him with 4 SCVs. Has Hero just broken BYUN mentally? He finally gets it. There's no way it's worth pulling that many workers off mining for that long. Dude, is Hero defeating BYUN with just worker micro? That reactor, dude, he didn't build anything out of the barracks. His barracks literally just idled for 35 seconds before starting a reactor. No way! BYUN's having an issue right now, man. BYUN is having a big issue right now in terms of his confidence. I mean, this third base sucks, but we'll see what happens, man. Oh, that's crazy. Oh my god. All right, Robo starts up there. We've got a factory about to land on the reactor. Command center goes down on the natural, but man, this opening is not looking that clean for either side. With the eBay finishing, I feel like this command center got so delayed because there's no refund on that 125 minerals. Double Hellions on the way as well. Two gateways and a robo. What is he planning with that robo? Is this a defensive play? Or is he going to try and just rush a prism and do some sort of gateway all in? I don't know. He doesn't want to just leave his units attacking the engineering bay because then they're not in position to defend his workers. The first two Hellions here, I do love the sentry on the high ground. Sentry on the high ground is really good. No battery on this base though, and that's a bit of an issue, man. 3 pylons in the main is really bad. He should have built a pylon on his expansion. Force field, force field, force field. Okay, good force field. Does tickle the Hellions as well. Man, no pylon here. Like, what's he going to do to defend that base? A Stalker in the depth cannot defend that base. It's just not possible. He's going to lose a lot of workers. He's got another Stalker here. He's blocking the ramp with the sentry and the Stalker. Probe will see the Hellions come in. And he's going to try and block it, but oh, he can't. He can't block it. Oh, no. Okay, BYUN. BYUN says, yep, you may have thrown me off in the opening. Revenge time, boy. Bernie Carr's doing pretty well. Pretty decent split on the probes. He's going to lose 6, 8, 9. Oh, okay, 7 probes. Could have been worse. Remember, the command center is only now turning into an orbital. If you chrono your probes, then that gets you back up pretty quickly. Chrono's the natural. Hasn't chronoed the main just yet. And there is an observer that should be going across the map. Going to take a 3rd gas. Okay, he's going to go... Is he going to go Colossus? Is he going to do a 2-base Colossus push? Wouldn't it be sick if he just goes Robo Bay? There's a 2-base Sentry Stalker Colossus push. Problem, there's multiple tanks building, so that's just not good. Multiple tanks will smash that. Though, if he attacks with the tanks, you kill them with Immortals, and Stalkers, you could be good. No, it's just a delayed Twilight Council build here. And the Observer just for safety. This is going to be really weird. Thank you so much, guys, for the love in the comments. I'm going to give you guys a big shout out after this game. We are, of course, streaming with delay because we have to, for those watching live, as ESL does require it. A big thank you so much. I see those alerts popping off. Really appreciate you guys. Okay, Observer is sieging up. We've got 2 tanks. 3rd tank coming out. This tank does look very vulnerable right now, but if he gets a 3rd tank somewhere between them, yeah, you don't really want to blink into 2 siege tanks. I mean, to be fair, Blink isn't even available, and he knows that. He saw the Robo, so he didn't really need to build these 3 tanks. And actually, on Siege, oh my, oh me, oh my, he's going to push that 3rd base. SCVs as well, right? If you're going to actually commit to this push, it's probably going to be an SCV pull. But right now, not pulling any, just a pack of Marines, a couple tanks. Shield battery is building. There's 2 sentries, 2 Immortals, 4 Stalkers. Those 2 Immortals will ravage this. I don't know. Yeah, this push is really bad versus Robo first. If BYUN fakes it, moves up, sieges, maybe hangs around a little bit, and then runs home, it's okay. But dude, if those Immortals get on top of those siege tanks, it is a huge problem. The Immortals are here. They're up front. They're up front. Oh, watch out for the force fields. But actually, the Immortals aren't in range of the tanks. I don't know about this fight for Hero. This fight's really bad. The Immortals aren't shooting the tanks. It's not a good angle for Hero, but he has the numbers, and he's going to focus those tanks down now. He does lose a lot of units, but so does BYUN. At the end of the day, it is efficient enough for Hero. Hero's going to take that 3rd base next, I believe. Wait, as I say that, it's... Wait, he's not going Blink, he's going Charge. He's got 2 Immortals, a War Prism, and he's making Charge. He's thinking about doing a big Zealot Immortal bust. BYUN with some bizarre building placement in his main. He's created a nest here, a little barracks nest. But it's awkward to move in and around his base. He's trying to just go mass bio right now, which is what you need versus Zealots. The Immortals will do very well versus the Marauders, though. And he's going to go Immortal Drop. Templar Archives. Okay, so he's going to play Immortal Drop into Storm and a delayed 3rd base. It's not a bad style. I don't mind it. 3rd Command Center has just started for Terran. If you go for all this tech, you can find value. You don't necessarily need to have your 3rd base that quickly. So the longer he goes without starting it, the more committed he is to finding damage. Ooh, hello. Gets these barracks just starting. Combat shields. Oh, that's a big one. He gets the combat shields. Oh, get the Marauders. Oh my god, almost loses an Immortal, but he does end up saving both of them. Unfortunately, he didn't kill the SCV on the command center. Delaying that would have been really nice. Another Observer gets sniped down. He's going to have to keep building this, and a double drop goes straight across the map. He goes right back in. Hero says, you think I'm done? You think I'm done? You fool. You fool of a took. Oh, that Immortal's so close to dying. Oh, he spots the drop in the middle. But he does at least spot the High Templar, so he knows Storm is here. BYUN immediately builds a couple bunkers. The War Prism gets caught by some Vikings. What is going on in this game? This game is a disaster. I love it. It's so messy. No third base ready yet. I don't think you should attack into this setup, though. I think that's a good enough defensive setup. He's going to remake the Prism. And Zealots, he's going for it. Hero is a crazy person, guys. He's only got one High Templar on the front. He's going to try and push in and use the Immortals and Storm to break him. Those Widow Mines do clear those front 4 Zealots. The bunker does get taken out. Decent size Storm over there. Oh, and actually, BYUN kind of chases into it a little bit. I mean, the Zealots are pretty cheap, but you can see the units lost up now in favor of BYUN. The third base still has not started. He started building probes, did Hero, but man, he's so all in right now, and I really think it's unnecessarily all in. Combat Shields is not here, though, and oh, those non-combat shield Marines melt! Dude, especially after they're stimmed. They stim themselves down to 35 hit points, and then a Storm kills them in like 2.5 seconds. That is so, so powerful. High Templar runs forward, doesn't even have Storm ready. What a Chad gamer. Hero is just trying to kill him right now, but Combat Shields is going to finish in about 20 seconds, guys. And if that finishes, I don't know. He's got quite a few Widow Mines, 2 Widow Mines in there. The army's quite wounded. These Storms are everything right now. Can Hero do it? The Storm hits mostly Medevacs and Zealots. It's not the big Storm he was looking for. The Viking's going to take out the Prism. But the Zealots cleanse that army and SCVs on the low ground, and Hero just had the confidence where any other Protoss would back up and build a Nexus. Hero pushes in and wins the game. He gets a 2-0 advantage. All right, he's up against the wall. It's now or never, mate. You cannot get tilted by this probe harass. You've got to knuckle down. No letting Engineering Bay blocks finish. BYUN in the bottom right for Shopify Rebellion. Hero in the top left here for Dragon Kaisi Gaming. Playing on his silly barcode account for whatever reason. Probably just because he swapped accounts quickly. And he has a gateway on the way. He's got that early probe coming in again. For a bit of zappy. He's going to play a bit of grab ass with this SCV. BYUN should be ready for it. He should immediately be pulling an SCV. Pretty quick response for BYUN this time around, so he doesn't take too much damage on it. Oh, he pulls that SCV off, so already loses a few seconds of building time. But look at that. The SCV cuts off the probe's retreat. And he does take a while to regen those shields. He's also going to repair the SCV. No, he just hot swaps it out. And this probe's going to come in, get some damage on that now that it's back at full shields. But a new SCV comes, BYUN taking no chances. And this is the correct way to handle it. Always bring an extra SCV ahead of time before you need it. Don't be leaving a red hit point SCV on the barracks exposed, ready to die, unless you've really got the probe out of there. And he's going to go Reaper, second depot, walls him out and says, hey, you never actually... Oh, he did confirm there was 2 gases. Says, well, you don't get to confirm anything else. Hero's going Nexus into Pylon blocking the Reaper ledge on the left, so there's only the Reaper ledge into the main. And I like this gateway and cybercore placement. Down here, it can get sniped from the low ground a bit too easy, which is a big problem. Do you guys know if tilting originally started in poker? I'm just thinking, because I'm like, I do think BYUN was pretty thrown off in that early game. Definitely started making big mistakes. Was that originally poker, or did it come from something else even before poker? I always assumed it was a poker. It was just in poker because that's where you hear it the most, when people go on tilt and start making rash decisions. Things aren't going their way, so they start playing way worse, trying to make things better and absolutely failing. People do that in StarCraft all the time. Something goes wrong and then everything starts to fall apart. You're so busy being angry at yourself for the past mistake, it pulls you out of the moment. You're not actually able to stay focused is the big issue. Anyone who's been involved in a sporting environment has that moment where you're just kind of, your head isn't in the game. There's a lot of sayings like that that all kind of describe the same thing. His head's not in the game. No, where's his head at? He's not focused. He can't focus right now. He's underperforming. Widow Mines are being built right now. Probe comes in, still sees no command center on the natural yet, but he knows that's because it's building on the high ground. I don't know what he's scouting for here. Reaper's going to go to the high ground. It looks like second and third gateway, but I like the really quick robo into Twilight. Basically, Hero's saying, if I just get vision with a few early observers, this is awesome. Like, I'm just not going to be surprised by anything. And you know how Terran beat me? They surprise me. If I just get the early robo out, I'm so safe. He does see a few Marines, but nothing else really. So like I said, I'm not really sure what he was trying to scout with that. You know the command center is built on the high ground. Maybe he was hoping to sneak around behind the command center as it floats down and get up into the main. As much as I love Hero and I'm cheering for him to get back in his groove lately, I do kind of want BYUN to win this game because I'd like to see Hero tested. See how he holds up under a little bit of stress. And obviously for BYUN, we're hoping that he just keeps this Widow Mine drop waiting this time around. Seeing Stalkers and Adepts in the middle line. He could try to drop them as long as he drops them towards the gases, not too deep. And then try to get out with at least one of them. And he's going to go... Nope, I like that. He just pulls back, man. Rotates to the main. And are you actually safe there? Oh, BYUN just F2'd at home. BYUN, what are we doing, mate? That was a real newbie move. Oh, my lord. Oh, and now that's in two-shot territory, guys. Hero can just leave a few Stalkers here. That's shut down. Everything else can just, you know, focus on the Raven. And you know it's always going to be the Widow Mine drop into the Raven is so common here. Templar Archives, you can also warp in a High Templar and then feed back that Raven even when it's out in that dead space where Stalkers can't reach it. Because feedback has like 9 range, I believe. 9 or 10. And Stalker only shoots 6 range, so that'll be great. Observer sees the Raven. Raven sees the Observer. Cheeky harassment boy versus cheeky pervy boy. Who will win? Factory's going to float over and build a new reactor here as the 3rd barracks is about to start up on that tech lab. So straight into the bio mine. No extra tank production, just 2 this time, which is a bit better. Building 3 or 4 tanks against the guy who's playing Templar Archives and Storm early is not good. This is Storm and 3rd base. Hero's playing a loose style, like fast and loose, like in a good way. He looks really like relaxed and fluid. I wouldn't call this the safest, most solid way to play, but I think when you're ahead in a series, being like, you know what, I'm going to rush Storm and take a 3rd. And I only have a few Stalkers and 2 High Templar. Like, he has no proper army right now. Oh, he feedbacks the medevac on the way out. Nicely done. The Raven's going to try to run away now, which he can't really catch. Oh! Auto turret does get the Observer. I think that's worth it for BYUN. Forge goes down here for Hero. But yeah, Hero doesn't have Blink, guys. Remember, he doesn't have Blink. He's got Charge. He's got Storm. About to be finished. He's already got 4 High Templar and a Warp Prism. And he's actually got a decent worker count and a 3rd. He's only up 5 workers, but you can see the 3rd's just started for BYUN. So he's going to freeze up on his SCV production and have it only intermittent for a little while, where he's more focused on bio and upgrades, and then he'll squeeze in SCVs just every now and then. Where's the Raven? Raven's going back in on the bottom left. There's a shield battery there, and there's a Raven with feedback, though. So I think that Raven ain't going to find too much. And look at this beautiful Observer pattern. Oh! And look at that. The literal Storm Drop is going to hunt down the Raven right now. And that Raven gets shut down. Double drop up there. Those Stalkers should pull back. He should welcome him in. Because BYUN doesn't know the Observer spotted him. So I feel like if he waited, that would be beautiful. BYUN goes in, sees the Stalkers, runs away. Oh, he doesn't have Blink, does he? Okay, yeah. You want to make sure he doesn't get unloaded in that scenario. Fair enough. The Raven does come into the main base, and I think BYUN's just given up on it. This is a blinkless style. This is the North American special. The no blink, no mobility style. Just get charged, get a lot of splash damage, and then watch the Terran army wash up on it. BYUN has to be careful to not overcommit. He gets a few probes. Storm takes out one of the Marines. A bunch of those Marines escaping deep in the red. Ghosts are on the way as well as +1 armor. This game's going to stall out now. So Robo Bay, extra couple of gases, going 6 gases. And if Hero takes a 4th base now as well, I actually think he's in a great position. Interestingly, he's scouting with a Storm Drop. A little dangerous. That gets stimmed on, it's always a problem. He's removing the auto turret from his vision as well, because that's a building that shows up on your minimap, which can be a bit distracting. You're like, oh, what's that down there? And it's like, oh, it's a building that obviously is no longer there, but it still shows up on the map. Second Forge coming up. Interesting that he went +1 attack and a +1 armor. Probably just a little bit gas starved. 2 Immortals, 6 High Templar, 2 Sentries, 8 Stalkers, 3 Adepts. Blink is finally being upgraded. These Adepts left over from the early game just going to be used to scout, see where the army's at. And he does see where it is, the Warp Prism. Looking to maybe ambush that army with a little bit of Storm Drop. A couple of Marines scouting forwards. Looks like they'll get cleaned up here. Marine's going to stim down, try and remove that map control first. 2 Colossi are on the way. Extended Thermal Lance as well. +2 attack does need to be remembered by Hero here. Very important upgrade. He's got that 4th base. Cannons and batteries going up on it. I always think this is one of the least important areas to have cannons and batteries. I actually think this edge of your main base and here are way more important. Kind of, as much as Terran will try to drop that bottom side, I don't know. I've always been of that opinion where I always feel like the cannon battery here ends up being nowhere near as useful, and it's the main base getting dropped that is the bigger problem in this matchup. 2nd engineering bay and armory on the way, as well as a 4th command center. BYUN right now is really gearing up for a long game. And the thing is, Hero, I think, is a little ahead, but if it goes to late game, sometimes Hero just looks a bit lost. That being said, I mean, it's not like BYUN's a late game supreme master, is he? This is not Maru we're talking about, where it gets past a certain point and the opponents can't do anything. BYUN himself might just grab his whole army and shove it into disruptor balls and get it killed as well. But I'd say of the two of them, BYUN is the more patient late game player. Hero much more prone to throwing his army away in an absolutely mad charge. Guys, look at these High Templar. He's had them so early. Other than these two that he just walked in, they are stacked up on energy. I'll tell you what, cannon battery plus a High Templar with Storm, very annoying for drops to deal with. You run in with a pack of Bio, you cop a Storm, you cop feedbacks on the medevac, the cannon battery with overcharge hard to break through. It's a very good defensive setup for Hero. I worry though, because does Hero know how to play aggressively? He's building 2 disruptors right now, but he's only got 2 robos. I think that modern classic style of 4 or 5 robos is a bit better. Either that or Blink Dark Templar. We don't really see Dark Templar get used much anymore. Ooh, 3 free Stalkers in the middle of the map. Bit of a mistake for Hero. BYUN's maxed out, Hero is not. Hero's adding a lot of things like Gravitic Drive, that is of course the Warp Prism speed. He's also going to be going the Dark Shrine now. But look at this, he's just built a big pack of cannon battery in front of his cannon battery. And if BYUN attacks into it, that's all going to be great. But what if BYUN goes lib range now, guys? Does he have a fusion core? He doesn't. He's got 2 starports. He's putting his Ghost Academy as 2-2. He's ringing his main with turrets. Planetary to defend the Zealot run by. Good focus fire, so Hero's still going to get a bunch of these SCVs. Zealots are pretty tanky. Does take out 6 of those. Stalkers in the middle of the map. They try to take out a medevac there. They end up having to blink away. BYUN does need to build more command centers and go for lib range. If he doesn't do that, that'll be a problem. Hero's almost max. Feedbacks! Feedbacks all over the medevacs! The medevacs are down, guys. Only 1 medevac left with any juice left in it. Great feedbacks there by Hero. He jumps on that army, he feedbacks all the medevacs, and sends BYUN running home. He stims his whole army. Those units are going to take a while to heal up. Oh, that was a very nice move, using all that High Templar energy. Time for Hero to get aggressive. Those 2 tanks, though, that's very important, because those are the only real siege units for BYUN. EMP Viking combo! Blasts a Viking there. Wow, Colossus, sorry. 1 or 2 of the Vikings go down, but the EMP on the high ground covers it. Fusion core plus 2 range, 3 more command centers. BYUN's geared up for the late game. Hero is not there yet. He's got 3-3 on the way, but he hasn't made Blink Dark Templar. He's only now starting to push in with the disruptors. He needed to do this a little bit earlier. BYUN shoves forward on top of him and just clicks all of his stalkers and disruptors down. Where's the rest of the army? Oh my god, he was spread a little bit further out. Half of his army's up in the north of the map. But the storms, some big disruptor shots land, some giant side storms as well. And Hero right now is like, oh, I'm just spreading out so you can't EMP everything. He has so many backup High Templar behind this. Stalker's going after the Vikings. The Colossus will get hammered down, but there's not enough bio against the ground army. Hero, just no holds barred. An EMP lands on the High Templar, and they still have storms and feedbacks left even after the EMP lands. There's just not enough ghosts. There's not enough ghosts to deal with the amount of High Templar storm energy that he's banked up this game. Another storm lands. The Immortals crash through. And Hero absolutely dominates BYUN with a 3-0. I love that kind of just loose, confident play by Hero. GG. Well played.